Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett says the Palestinian Authority has rejected the idea of a joint investigation and refuses access to the basic findings of the autopsy.
I therefore reiterate my expectation of an open, transparent, and full cooperation of the findings, and I also expect the Palestinian Authority not to take any steps to disrupt the investigation or to contaminate the investigation process in a way that we will not be able to reach the truth.
At a memorial service in Ramallah, Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas gave his reasons for not cooperating with any investigation into Shireen Abu Akleh's death.
We point out that we have refused and rejected the joint investigation with the Israeli authorities because they are the ones who committed the crime and because we do not trust them. And we will immediately go to the International Criminal Court to prosecute the criminals.
Shireen was a well-known and well-respected Palestinian reporter for the Arabic-language Al Jazeera channel. Born in Jerusalem to a Christian family, she was also a U.S. citizen. Within hours of her death, allegations started rolling in.
Based on the footage that has been taken by our cameraman, the colleague of Shireen, and also based on the eyewitnesses and the journalists they were with Shireen, it's clear for us that it's a brutal murder. It's assassination.
Shireen and other journalists were covering an Israeli raid at the Jenin Palestinian refugee camp when she was shot in the head and died. Israel expressed its condolences while stopping short of accepting blame.
Shireen Abu Akleh's death is a tragedy. There's no other word for it. She was an experienced journalist who many of my own colleagues used to work with. We have to get to the bottom of what happened, to find the truth and only the truth.
Bennett's spokesperson noted that the Palestinian Forensic Medicine Institute had publicly stated that the results of the autopsy were inconclusive.
Without any concrete evidence, hasty accusations against Israel that are being made right now are misleading and irresponsible.
The incident comes against the backdrop of a surge in terror attacks over the last 2 months, where 19 Israelis have been murdered. Many of the terrorists have come from the area of Jenin, prompting numerous raids to arrest them.
In Jenin, historically, there is deep influence of Islamic Jihad, and they are getting money from Iran.
Pinchas Imbari from the Jerusalem Center for Public Affairs says the terror group has stepped in to help Hamas mobilize terrorism in the West Bank.
Because this is the agenda of Hamas. So they put plenty of resources to start terrorism from the West Bank.
Immediately following the fatal raid, the Palestinian Authority vowed to go to The Hague and call for an investigation. Imbari says the Palestinian Authority and President Abbas are using Shireen's death as a way back into the international limelight.
The PA must be relevant. The PA is not relevant anymore. Israel made peace with the Arab countries. They don't need the Palestinians anymore. The Arabs stopped to finance the PA. Only Israel is now financing the PA.
Israel is also concerned that the Palestinians could use the incident to incite more trouble. But Bennett says Israel will continue to operate to cut off the current wave of terrorism. Julie Stahl, CBN News, Jerusalem.